What's up guys, I hope you're all well. Today I want to show you how to turn this into this. So there are many factors that dictate whether a drum groove bops or not. Anything from sample selection at the beginning of the process to hit placement in the groove creation, and of course the mixing aspect at the end. Today we're just going to focus on that middle section, which is the drum pattern, the groove, and where to place each snare hit, hi-hat hit, kick hit to get the best possible sound. So let's assume we've already selected some decent samples. Let's get into the pattern and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so here we have this beat that I'm working on. It's just a sample with a few melodic elements, and I've got this drum pattern right here. Alright, as you can hear, the drums are sounding pretty bland in this track. So let's go ahead and make this a bit more boom bap. We'll start with the hi-hats. Alright, very straight, very boring. First of all, I'm going to take every second hit and I'm going to move them all forward slightly. Before we play it, I'm also going to take the velocities of these hats, since they're all already highlighted, and drop them really low. Alright, that's already much better. You can already see that it's making me kind of move. It's already getting that Dilla style of sound. So before we modify anything else on the hats, let's think about the next element. Let's look at the snare. Right now the snare is straight on 2 and 4. We're going to move all the snare hits slightly earlier than the beat. I want the snare to be very emphasized, so I'm going to move the velocity of all the snare hits to maximum. Cool, so for now that snare sounds pretty decent to me. Let's move on to the kick. Let's look at these double kicks for a second. They're on the straight 16th notes. I want these to have a bit more triplet feel, so what I can do is hit Command 3 and that will give me the triplet grid. And I'm going to move these double hits over onto the triplet. I believe that's a triplet 16th just before the next hit. Alright, already better. Now let's take those ones that we just modified, and I'm going to move the velocity of those all the way down as well. So let's take all the other kick hits apart from the ones we modified and make the velocities of those ones maximum. Alright, that's already sounding so much better now. Now it's about fine-tuning each drum hit, okay? So we're going to use our ear, listen back, and just hear where there are occurrences that we can modify slightly. So for example, I'm thinking some of these kicks could be slightly early. Actually, all the double kicks I'm going to move slightly early. And that triplet kick that we inserted, I'm going to push it a bit closer to its double counterpart. Let's look at the snare hits, and maybe their hi-hat counterpart could also be moved slightly earlier. Now I'm going to show you another pretty cool trick, which is side-chaining your hats, alright? So I'm going to side-chain my hats both to the snare and to the kick. I already have my own little preset made here over in user library called double sidechain, and I'm going to put this only on the hi-hats, okay? So on the first sidechain I'm going to insert the kick. So I've got this boring drum track here, and I'm going to put kick right there. And on the second sidechain I'm going to put only the snare. So boring drum, snare. Now I've got it set up that I've got the thresholds controlling both sidechains, same with the ratio attack release, okay? But you could do this with two separate sidechain instances. Let's put the threshold way down. You can hear the hi-hat ducking when the snare and kick hits, right? Now, another thing I want to show you is doubling the snare. Alright, so I found this sample in this Lush Lo-Fi pack, and I'm just going to add it into my drum rack. Now we'll put it on 2 and 4. Raise the velocity. When you've positioned it in a nice place, you can go over to the sample in your drum rack and just play with the gain. You know, we don't want it full volume, we don't want it overpowering the original snare. Let's listen to what it sounded like originally. And now. Completely changed the track up. Alright, I hope you loved the video, guys. If you did like it, don't forget to subscribe please to the channel. Any questions about any of the stuff I talked about, leave a comment below and I'll be sure to answer those questions. In the meantime, stay fly, stay hungry, and I'll catch you later, guys.